What a finish in Boston yesterday. Man. First round game that we're all talking about, not just because of the way it ended, but the fact that Kyrie Irving let the fans in Boston know he wears number 11 with both of his hands. That's what he was saying, right? I'm number 11.
That couldn't.
Is that what it is? I'm number 11. What uniform number are you? I'm number 11.
Something like that.
And he's flipping off Boston fans, and it's like, okay, Kyrie. I'll say this: if that's an NFL player doing that these days, it would be all over the place, and people would be going crazy. And I guess because it's the NBA fans and it's Kyrie Irving in Boston, we're just going to sit there and accept it. I'm waiting for the fine to come from the NBA.
Oh, it's coming.
You're flipping off fans. Is that what it is?
Probably what, 50, something like that.
Yeah, it's coming.
You know,
for sure.
and I understand. You know, it's tough in this 21st century for us to control ourselves. When you're hearing magic words sent your way, and he actually even on the post-game podium said the words that were being said to him. There's various words that were said to him.
George Carlin improved.
I mean, he didn't mention half of those words, but the other half you can't say on television, and it's unfortunate because he is one of the best players in the NBA, and he is one of the best players of his generation, and he could have been on that 75th all-time team, and Uncle Drew didn't give us much to laugh about when he's flipping off the bird.
No, but he had an incredible game yesterday.
He did. I mean,
time.
His second half and fourth quarter, I guess that got him going. But
every time he took a shot, I just assumed it was going in.
He was incredible. Game was incredible. And then it finished up with a buzzer beater where Tatum spun around Kyrie, who seemed to be in position to take the charge with 1.4 seconds to go. But Tatum spun around him. And what a photograph we're showing on the screen right now. And that is the ball out of Tatum's hand heading towards the basket with 0.6 seconds to go.
Wow.
And I know they wanted to see if it had beaten the buzzer. In my mind, there was no question it had beaten the buzzer. The only question I had do you put more time left on the clock? Is there 0.1 left? And there wasn't. It was truly one of the more remarkable no time left, ball has left hand finishes that we've seen in quite some time. And the fact that Tatum, the star, the undisputed star of the Boston Celtics, and potentially the least talked about superstar that's in this league, remarkably for a team that plays in the Northeast where we all have a bias, but I guess that might be a baseball bias. It's a Southeast bias in college football, but up there in Boston, you would normally think that any superstar player in Boston is going to be an internationally famous player, but Jason Tatum is not. And the fact that he made that shot spinning around Kyrie Irving, who's public enemy number one in that building, and had an incredible game. And we're talking about flipping the bird off, patrons, to use the Masters phrase, in Boston. That really was something else. And I'll say this too, Chris. We were all wondering what the hell the Celtics were up to. I know this is only one game, but we were all wondering what the Celtics were up to, where Brad Stevens is being kicked upstairs and they were going to go in a totally different direction as head coach. And this coach, I'll tell you what, man.
Dude, you're right. The thing is, at the beginning of the year,
this coach,
he was calling guys out in the media, locally, nationally, and everyone was like, is that going to really resonate well with some of these guys, Tatum and Brown? And then the discussion again, should they trade? Should they break up this dynamic duo? Is Brown on his way out? It was just like, bide your time, let it work out, let's work through the kinks. And, since about mid-January, they've been the best team in the NBA.
Yeah, Ime Udoka not calling timeout also.
Belichick move.
And not calling timeout. They play. I mean, Kyrie made the three-point shot to quiet the crowd. Put
him up three.
Put him up three.
Unbelievable.
And
shot.
then the Celtics make the decision to go 2 for 1 and play defense. And it worked. They got their regular field goal, played defense with 14 seconds to go. Don't call timeout. It didn't look all that great when Jaylen Brown passed it off to Marcus Smart at the top.
With like 5 seconds
on the three-point arc. I thought like that's the way. Certainly with 2 Nets closing in, I'm like that's not the guy and not the shot you want to have with the game on the line. But he did the remarkable thing, which was pump fake, and then all of a sudden there were only 2 Nets defenders in front of that basket. One of them was Kyrie, and that's where Tatum flashed, and that was the end of that.
I thought I would have bet my life that Marcus Smart was shooting that three with 3
over
seconds.
Over two nuts.
Just like, this is my time. I'm doing it.
Right.
And then he made a heads-up basketball play. Like Tatum caught Durant kind of sleeping for a split second, cut to the basket. Tip for all you young players out there, cut to the hoop. And unbelievable. One of the best finishes I've ever seen.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.